Hey guys, welcome back on We Talk. It's your favourite podcast. I'm here with Benjamin Davis, who on our Riverside where we're recording, his name is I Fucked Matt's Mum. Very funny, very hilarious.
You know what's even worse, Matt? We've already had this conversation because you forgot to press record.
Got to press the record button.
I'm going to fucking call you out on that, you piece of shit.
Please do not. Look, you don't understand how hard it is being a CEO, being a podcast producer, being the host of the podcast, research, editing.
Being a bitch.
Being a bitch is not actually what happens in the podcast, but, you know, that's the narrative that you want to create. Ben, look.
You're being a bitch.
I don't... How's things? We caught up on the weekend. I made a lockdown now. Woo!
We did catch up on the weekend. It was all right.
It was all right. So, was that all? Did you say just all right?
Just all right. It was okay.
It was okay. What would have made it better?
If you didn't come.
It is very good being out of lockdown now because, like, obviously, like, you know, I'm classed as an essential worker, so I could keep working and all that shit. Same with you. But it's still, like, you can't do much.
I mean,
really?
I mean, technically I can, and so can you, as of Monday.
Well, as of Monday.
Because
exactly
we're double
right.
vaxxed.
We're double vaxxed. Woo, double vaxxed clan.
So technically we can do pretty much back to normal sort of things. Which is terrible. Like I don't necessarily agree with the fact that the government's like saying you have to be double vaxxed to do all this stuff.
Oh, I agree 100%.
But we had a reason to get vaccinated. I don't know about you, but we had a genuine reason to get vaccinated.
What's your reason?
I don't really want to say it on camera.
What is
it's not
it?
really my news to tell.
No, is it? You're pregnant.
What? You're
pregnant.
No.
You're pregnant.
No.
Woo! Great news. Ben, you're going to have your first... Remember that guy who was actually pregnant? Like, he used to be a woman, but then he was a man, and then he had, like, a big baby bump.
That's crazy that you talk about yourself like that. I didn't know you talk about yourself in third person.
You're hilarious, aren't you, Benjamin? Mm-hmm. You think you're so funny. I just wanted to... I've been reading some of the comments in some of the episodes, and people are bullying me in the comments. So I just wanted to...
Why? Because you look like that.
I look like a pigeon.
You do.
There are many reasons.
Fucking pigeons.
So what I want to do is I want to just, you know, reveal some of the names that people have called me throughout my life. So then it's like, you know, get them out of the way, and then we don't have to deal with this bullying in the comments here again. Okay. Okay. So one that you know, there was bully police. Remember how I used to get called bully police? Because I stood up for a kid, and then the bully police. Yeah, fucking hilarious.
You got called a lot of shit.
I did. But so that was BP, which also stood for butt pirate. All the little 12-year-olds call me butt pirate at school. I don't know why.
It's better than butt plug.
True. That would be a worse BP. I've been called midget mouth Stevenson because I have a small mouth.
That one's pretty common. A lot of people have called you that.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. It's a
great deal, actually.
It's a regular one. I don't. But ladies, it does work. The mouth.
I mean, it's good that you have a little mouth because, you know, you're a pedophile.
Moving on. Caterpillar eyebrows. There's one.
Who the fuck's called you that?
Kids in primary school used to call me caterpillar eyebrows.
I don't think you have bad eyebrows. I mean, you do look a bit like the dad from American Pie.
Oh, what do you call it? Eugene Levy.
Yeah, you don't look that bad.
No, they're not bad. Like, they used to be worse. I've been called ugly fuckwit. Was one that I got called a little bit. I also got monobrow Matt. Used to get that in primary school a little bit.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was. They just make fun of my monobrow. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like,
you're an easy target.
I'm an easy target.
Yeah.
I used to get micro penis Matt. Don't know why. It's not small.
It's not
I don't know.
big.
I think. Do I give off micro penis vibes?
I don't want to. You give off beta vibes.
Do I really?
Yeah.
How?
Like, you'd be a bottom.
I would not.
Yeah, you would.
I'm definitely not a bottom. I am definitely.
Yeah, you'd be a bottom.
As some people refer to.
Or you'd be the cunt who sits in the corner and watches.
I'm not a cuck, mate.
Like, I reckon that a bottom would have it over you.
And that's so. I'm on the bottom of the pecking order. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Like, you're the bitch. You're the bitch's bitch.
So. I've been referred to as Daddy Matty. Have you heard that?
Like,
like that?
Like, there's people who drop the soap, but you are the soap.
That's not funny.
That's a good analogy, though.
Do you know that people call me Daddy Matty?
Yeah, anybody who says that should probably be looked into.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that
like
one.
medically, mentally, medically.
And one of the last ones I got here is, they'll see me. This is what used to happen at school. I'll be walking around class with my backpack on, and they go, "Uh-oh, tard alert." It really hurt my feelings. But you know what?
You got picked on a fair bit.
Oh, I did. But
But saying that, you also dished it out a fair bit.
Oh, yeah, of course. But like, you know.
Well, you tried to. It didn't really work. But
It
you
didn't.
at least
No,
tried.
exactly. I was a fucking dork. I was a nerd. That's the thing. But I think, personally, I think that it's character development. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be the man.
Yeah. It sounds like you've
yesterday.
it sounds like you have Stockholm syndrome.
You could say that.
It sounds like you're trying to like defend your captors.
You could say that. Look, but like, we all got bullied in school to an extent. I think.
Yeah, I think bullying's fucking terrible. I know I probably did a fair bit of it to people.
Oh,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing though, like, no one's genuinely a victim anymore. Like, everybody bullies someone in some way.
No, that's right.
Like, I know I used to get shit all the time at school as well, but I used to dish it out. So it's never like I was going to go crying to someone because, like, people would say shit to me, but I would say it back to them or I'd say shit to someone else. So, like, no one's ever really a victim. That sounds fucking terrible because some people are victims, but, like, you know, 90% of the time, the person that's getting picked on is also giving someone else shit.
No, and that's right. I don't know. It's funny, like, I don't know. I think some kids, I don't know. And it's not like you can't just tell a kid, oh, just stop reacting and you'll stop getting bullied. Because it's not as easy as that. But also there's some kids and it's just like they invite people in to the bullying. It's like, you know, if you're, okay, I wouldn't necessarily say like if you're a weird anime kid that you deserve to be bullied. But I'm not a weird anime kid. I've never watched anime in my life.
Bullshit. You watch... There's like fucking video proof of you watching it.
What'd I watch?
Didn't you watch it in Marty's internet show?
Oh, I probably did. I've never seriously sat down and watched anime.
Yeah, but you've watched it.
I have. But it's, yeah. But
and I know you've watched hentai.
And with that, do Studio Ghibli films count as I watch anime?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh.
Like, you know.
That's a fucking good movie.
It is a good movie. It is.
That's isn't it? Like a genuinely alright movie.
It is.
Oh, technically it is. Because it's the style.
Yeah.
But it's not like you go and watch like Dragon Ball Z or fucking that one with the pirate, whatever his name is. Fucking One Punch Man, whatever the fuck that is.
One Punch Man, yeah.
That's the chemo kid, right?
I think it is, yeah. I think it is.
That's you. Fuck, you look like the One Punch Man.
That's what I was going to say. I'm surprised you didn't mention One Punch Man when we...
Well,
more bold.
Like, here's the thing. My references for other shit above anime are a lot more than anime references.
100%.
So it wouldn't have come to me straight away.
But like, that's the thing. I think some people, like... I don't know. And when I say character, you know, it's character development. It sort of is in a way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it gives you a bit of a backbone. Like, imagine if you were... I don't know, like, I can't even think of an example off the top of my head. But I think bullying, it sort of gets you ready for the real world as well. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows and everybody's going to baby you through everything.
Well, yeah, we know from working in retail, and especially like food retail, people are assholes.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
You do.
Even like in school, sometimes teachers were indirectly... It wasn't necessarily bullying, but they would upset students indirectly. Like, it wasn't on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody is a victim, but but everyone's not a victim at the same time.
And that's it. I don't know. And I think it's like, I think some parents like probably like baby their kids too much as well. And it's like, not in terms of bullying and that as well, but it's like, okay, like you see every like 16-year-old girl and they, you know, it's their birthday. Let's give them a little fucking Suzuki Swift, and then never have to work a fucking day in their life.
Yeah.
Where does the work ethic come from there?
I remember though when I was a kid, like I used to come home and say that I got bullied, like in primary school, and Dad would be like, "I cop the same shit all the time at work." Really? Like the way people speak to each other in the mines is no different to the way people speak to each other at school, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so you go through it as well."
I think, you know what, and that's probably not the worst thing. in the world. Like
No.
I remember, like
Probably
kids-
wasn't the best thing in the fucking world.
No, of course.
to
But I
tell
think
to tell your very fragile son who's been picked on for like maybe half the day to go home and go, yeah, we'll get used to it, cunt.
But it's like, okay, how do you deal with that sort of shit? It's like when you're a
Yeah.
kid, and it depends what you're getting bullied about. Like if someone's calling you, you know, if somebody came up to me at school and was like, "Oh, look at you fucking monobrow piece of
Pedophile.
shit," and push me around, that's bullying. But if someone's just like, "Oi, fucking dickhead," and then just like,
That's how
And
it
then
was
that's-
though.
that's what it is. It's banter. It's fucking around. It's
Like I'm sure
different.
that I've probably, you know, upset my good share of people. And no one can say they've never upset anyone. Like I know I've probably upset people. I know I've probably upset people at school. But like majority of the time when someone gets upset, it's usually because they've taken it the wrong way.
Mm.
And it's hard to defend the person who's done it to them because it's like, well, like I know you were joking, but obviously that is something very sensitive to them.
exactly, and it's all about perception and all
yeah.
that sort of. All that sort of bullshit, and it's like, I don't know. I think it's just like, you know, be kind to people, test the waters of who
Yeah.
you're fucking around with, and then
Yeah, don't fuck around with people who you probably don't know, is what
No,
I
exactly.
would say. Like I know a lot of people that I fucked around with I knew from primary school or I knew them from year 7. So it wasn't like I didn't know them. I didn't know them 100%, but I knew what my limits were going to be with them because I'd either seen, you know, them fuck around with someone or, you know, you just spend enough time with someone, you can sort of go, all right, so they're into that type of humor. So I know I can get away with saying, like, I fucked your mum.
and yeah, exactly, and
And
some
that's what it was.
people-
It was mainly, it was like, I fucked your mum, or to really throw him off is I fucked your dad and he liked it.
I've never ever gotten a I fucked your dad and I liked it.
I think it came after you left school. I think
Really?
someone said it one day and I was like, that's like the best comeback I've ever fucking heard. It's like, it hits on so many different levels. It's like, I fucked your dad. It's like, but I fucked your dad and he enjoyed it.
She looked, yeah,
Like you
that's
have
kicking
to,
the teeth.
like picture that. Picture your dad coming in sync with me.
I was about to press the clip button for that, but I don't think that's going to get passed on any social media whatsoever.
I doubt it.
Did you know that I got, what do you call it, on TikTok? My account got
Banned?
I couldn't post for like 5
You
days.
said you had
6
a
days.
massive dong.
I said I had a massive penis, and I had
That was
I
that was
changed
for
it to
spreading
wiener.
false information.
It's not. Yeah, that's what it was. It was nothing about like the sexual contact. It was
Yeah.
it was like, oh, this has been flagged as fake news.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, that's not right.
Comes up with
That's
like
not
that
true.
COVID-19 banner. It's like subject to certain beliefs.
Oh, I don't know. It's the thing is, it's like YouTube. Like if I say like something like that and make a joke about that, it's not gonna get flagged.
No.
And like now, YouTube's changed it that you can swear. You can do like 1 or 2 swear words in the first like minute, and it won't get flagged.
Yeah, how weird is
As
that?
badly?
Remember when they first changed it that you couldn't swear? And half the creators were like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm genuinely
Yeah.
like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm effed because
Yeah.
you know, you can't swear on YouTube. No, it's silly. But then it's like, I don't know. You should be able to say what you want. Like if I'm just saying, the thing is, I should
To
my
a
TikTok
degree.
should not-
I think you should be allowed to say what you want to a degree, especially
course.
if you have a massive influence over people.
absolutely.
Because if you had a massive influence over a broad amount of like young people in particular, and you went around saying like, oh, you know, I don't believe in the Holocaust, or I believe that, you know, whites should be blah blah blah. It's like these are like obviously extreme examples, but could you imagine like a mass community of like supremacists coming back?
That's hate speech.
Like you'd
pretty
be
much.
fucked. Like I believe in freedom of speech. I think you should be allowed to say what the fuck you want, but it has to be monitored. I think you're allowed to say whatever you want in people within your presence. But if it's on a mass media form, obviously there has to be some sort of like, you know, if I was saying that all this white supremacy to like 5 million people, at some point someone's going to go, okay.
But when you
Yeah.
think about that, you could start a whole business posting TikToks about being a white supremacist, and you could be making bank. And I think that's smart business.
The idea is smart. I don't think about. Not too sure about the white supremacy thing.
It's called niche marketing.
But
my
you're
friend.
right. There should
And
be
white
there
supremacist
should be,
is a niche
there
market.
should be different platforms for everybody. Like it, you know. Obviously, certain people are going to see white. I'm not saying I'm a white supremacist, but people let's look at where white supremacy is a bad thing. But then there's some people who genuinely just think that's their belief. So why
I know
can't
what you mean.
there be a platform for them separate to everyone else? Just like how you can go to church on Sunday but you don't have to do it every single day.
So you're trying to say there should be a church for white supremacists?
There probably fucking is somewhere in the deep south of America.
You know what's funny? It's like
the United States.
What I was just thinking then was, it's like, okay, white supremacists. We talk about this whole concept, blah blah blah, and like racism. We talk about that whole thing, blah blah blah. But I feel like it's the loud minority. Like it's probably like 5% of people who are like genuinely racist out of the whole world's population. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say there would be. And you know what? I know what you're saying. It's like this is an example, but a little bit on the opposite effect. How many white people die every year from like shootings or like all that sort of shit?
Not many. Oh no, I think it's actually more than you think.
Like there'd be a fair bit, wouldn't there?
There would be.
But then a black person gets shot by the police. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying a black person gets shot by the police. It is fucking everywhere for days.
That's
so
right.
it's like there's going to be a mass appeal to a broader audience. Well, there's going to be a bigger reaction on a certain topic compared to another.
Yeah, because the thing with that is, it's like, how do we discuss this without?
Yeah, I know it's a really touchy stuff because the only examples I have are going to make it sound like I'm an asshole.
No, but I know exactly what you mean, and I think the thing is, it's like, okay, who was the there's been many people who have like black people killed by police, blah blah blah. But then you find out the story and it's like, they were drunk off their heads or they were on the influence of drugs, and then they try to shoot it back at police. But all you hear about is, he was a nice black man. But it shouldn't be anything to do with race. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how many, like even, I think I saw a statistic, this was a few years ago now. I saw a statistic, I think there were a higher rate of internal terrorist attacks in the United States than there were from, like, what are they called? Like non-Americans. Like, I don't know what they're called. Yeah. Like there was a higher rate of like, and it's only counted as a terrorism attack in America if it of like a certain degree of like law is broken. And I was like, fuck me, that's pretty amazing that there's been all these terrorist attacks performed by white Americans, but we seem to always hear about the ones where it's like a guy who had a towel on his head shot 2 people. And it's a terrorist attack. It's
funny, and it's the same. You know what? It's sort of the same thing as like sexism as well. It's like in the mines. It's like there's a fucking quota of how many women we have to hire just for the sake of hiring women.
Yeah,
and it's like I saw it was a TikTok actually, and it was this guy on Omegle, and he was talking to women. And it's like, so why aren't there more like female computer programmers? And they're like, because women aren't given a chance to actually, to get these jobs. And he's like, no, cunt. There's a lower percentage of females who actually want to be programmers,
computer programmer.
Exactly. It's like, okay, let's go the other side. Why aren't there more male hairdressers? It's like, well, because they don't want to be hairdressers. Do you know what I mean? It's just because
they get called gay if they do it.
No, and exactly, and like
granted, like there's probably a large percentage of them that are like homosexual or sexually fluid or whatever. But then there's ones that are probably genuinely just interested in being a hairdresser,
and that's fine. Do you. Do you know what I mean?
It's like not all female mechanics are lesbians, but all lesbian mechanics are female.
That was fucking horrific. That was horrific. You know what? This actually links to
the fuck out of that.
You did. You absolutely did. This actually does link to something I want to talk about, and it relates to.
Is it your coming out story?
It's not my coming out story. No, it relates to one of the biggest fucking things. It's It's the flavor of the fucking month. Oh, fucking 5 days ago I didn't know about it, and Squid Game has been all over social media.
I am not watching that.
Why not? Is it because they're Korean?
No, it's just because like I've seen bits and pieces of it on TikTok that have like leaked. And I feel like I've seen too many spoilers.
Oh, really? So that's your...
Yeah. It's like okay, I feel like I probably would have really liked the show if I didn't see anything on it.
I think. So, I've heard the special effects are pretty, like, average.
But most of those films that come out of, like, Asia, they have... Or even Indonesia, they have subpar special effects. They're not the best.
But they should be better. Like, I think that, we're 2021. It shouldn't be just because they're Korean. Just because it's, like, coming from, like, Korea that it's bad. But I think that, like, the bigger conversation is...
But how many films come out of Korea every year?
Many. Like, many. It's got a huge film industry.
But like, international films.
Not many.
Yeah. So, look at America. Like, look at Hollywood.
Mm.
Look at the movies they produce internationally.
Mm.
Obviously, they're going to have a lot more money and budget and skill and professionals working on this.
With skill, no, I don't think
effects.
so. I think that no matter what country you're in, I think there is talented people who could do special effects better. I think that I don't know, it's a...
But you know what? But do those people have a team of 15 people? Or do they have a team of 5 people?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Maybe it's a budget thing. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a smaller, like a much, much smaller... What? What's going on?
The Google thing just went off.
Did it really? Why?
Yeah, it's like, just please log into the Google app.
That's fucking odd.
I'm pretty sure I'm alone right in my house right now.
Yeah, you are. I hope so. Well, look, this isn't the Halloween episode. That's next time, mate. That's next episode we're doing.
That's in the next 30 minutes.
What I was going to bring up though was like, okay, there's the side of like, oh, it's a big fucking flavor of the month. I think it is overrated. It seems very, very overrated. I haven't seen it. I just want to preface that. But I feel like it's like, oh, it's a Netflix show. It's going to be good. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Then again, I've seen reviews and it's pretty good. But like, I don't think it's extraordinary. But it's definitely overhyped. Absolutely.
I wonder if it's, though, super hype because, like I said, how many international films come out of Korea every year? Mm. So it's like, is it hype because it's like one of the major films that's come out of Korea this year that everybody
it's a series,
seems
by the way,
to...
I think.
Is it a series?
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well...
Regardless.
You know what I mean? Like how much shit comes out of Korea internationally. There's a lot of national stuff because they're fucking huge on that shit. But how much international stuff comes out of
and especially that it's like it's in the Korean language, which is Korean for those who don't know.
Because like Kiara and I, we've talked about it, and she said she'd like to watch it, but she has trouble reading subtitles because they move too quick.
Really?
So yeah.
Interesting. So
I do too. I struggle to watch movies with subtitles because the lines are delivered so quick. You're trying to like read it, and it's like fuck. There's too much information coming at me right now.
And I don't think I could watch it dubbed. I don't think it's not as good dubbed.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same.
No,
it wouldn't be the same.
But that also brings up the conversation. Did you ever watch Parasite?
No, I want to, but I haven't.
Best movies. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. But then there's people who they're like, oh, I'm not watching Parasite. Like it's got subtitles and it's Korean and it was like this big like movie, and then people go, oh, Korean thing on Netflix, I'm gonna watch that. And it's like, why do you watch Squid Game but you won't watch Parasite, one of the best movies in 2019, if not the last decade?
It was fucking highly rated movie.
It is one of the best movies I've ever seen, and I will stand by that. Absolutely. It's really that good. It goes Parasite, then Click starring Adam Sandler, then 50 First Dates starring Adam Sandler. I'm
surprised that Adam Sandler's not in Squid Game.
I think, you know what would make Squid Game better? If it was starring Adam Sandler.
Yeah, if it had an all-white cast. Exactly.
Clipping that one for TikTok. I don't know. I think it's like... But that's the thing. People actually want... There's two things that piss me off. One that I saw was an article and it was like, oh, you like Parasite? You'll definitely love Squid Game. Why? Because it's fucking Korean?
Yeah,
like
that's right. You watch one, like you can watch one thing on Netflix that's a certain genre, and then for the next fucking 5 weeks, all that's recommended is the shit that's the exact same.
No, it's stupid. But
it's the same with YouTube. You could watch a gaming video every day for a whole year. If you watched one video that was different, your whole recommended feed is going to be that one fucking video type.
You have no idea. I watched like one video on No Nut November for research for a fucking video I'm writing. And then the only thing I see in my recommended now is like semen retention and all this bullshit. I don't want to retain any semen. I want it all out of me.
I did notice that your channel the amount of channels you subscribe to have gone up lately.
Very funny, hilarious. But the other thing I saw was like, and it made a lot of sense. It was like, oh, people like think like, oh, Squid Game's this amazing thing, and people go, oh, I didn't know Korea could make good stuff. It's like, there's been fucking great stuff in Korean culture for ages. Like, I don't like BTS, but obviously it has had a massive impact on the music industry. Like, it's one of the biggest artists in the entire world, and you cannot doubt that whatsoever. But we could go into the whole thing about their fan base and all that sort of shit. Like, people leave.
I reckon Psy kicked that off.
You think?
Yeah.
Is he Korean? He is Korean, isn't he?
Yes, he's Korean.
I don't know. They all look the same. It's just, please subscribe. Please don't just click off. Please, look, we need you here. Oh, did you hear that? Fucking Twitch got hacked.
Holy shit! By who?
4chan, of course. Who else? They hacked they hacked everything, and like all this, like you can see all the security stuff and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. Like, the
Can't
thing
be too
people
good security if some cunt hacked them.
Well, that's exactly right. But the thing that people are concentrating on is you can see the earnings of all the top streamers now, and it's like this huge fucking data breach happened. And all they care about is, how much does Pokemon make on Twitch when she's streaming?
That sounds like, realistic though.
What, people only care about money?
Yeah. Because you can Google someone and it'll say their net worth is like $2 million. That doesn't necessarily mean they make $2 million or they have $2 million. It just means that their worth as a creator is $2 million.
Depends what you define as net worth. Like, net worth is like it is what you have minus your debt. I think that's what it is. Is that right?
Is it tax? Isn't it tax?
No, it's not tax. It's more like I need to look it up. I don't have my phone on me. I don't know where the fuck I put it. I think net worth.
I'll Google it. I have my phone.
Yeah, Google it for me. I believe net worth is, and I should know this because I'm a 25-year-old male.
You should know this because you have no net worth.
It's your assets minus your debts, as far as I remember.
Right.
I should be right. I'm usually right about this stuff.
Net worth.
Just while he's Googling, please, guys, head to Ennui.plus, subscribe on the Patreon. Exclusive podcast every week. And we also do behind the scenes there. And you get early access for the podcast a week early and to videos a week early.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
make
the
videos.
total wealth of an individual company or household taking account of all financial assets and liabilities.
Correct. So it's assets minus liabilities, which is, your debts and all that sort of stuff.
But that's what I mean though. Like, as a content creator, you might have sold an album that went platinum. But that doesn't mean you're going to be worth fucking $16 million. You're only going to be worth maybe 5.
Depends. Yeah, it depends what you expend.
Because by the time you put in all that money to help produce that, because they're not fucking free to make.
No, fuck no.
There's studio costs, there's, rights, there's legal fees, there's all that bullshit.
Yeah, all the drugs are going to get into the studio when they're recording.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
All the underage women you solicit, all that sort of shit.
Paying off the lawyers.
Yeah.
For the lawsuits. No, of course. No, but it's interesting. I remember reading, I can't remember what it was. I think it was looking at the budget of some of these major movies, the Hollywood films, and how much of the actual budget is like for the marketing. Like it's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, but you don't get anywhere without marketing.
That's it. If you make, that's the thing. You make a
bomb-ass
movie.
Course. You should do a marketing course.
I have done. I've done little ones here and there, and I've done like that's the thing. But it's like it's hard. That's the thing.
Yeah, just because some guy gave you marketing advice doesn't mean you need a course.
Universities and shit now, and like TAFE and that, they don't understand marketing in 2021. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different thing. Like with social media.
Yeah, it's called social media managing now.
It is. It's like it's a whole different thing, and it's like, I think, and that's the thing. Like, this goes into the thing that I've always like said. Like, I'm gonna go, doing more stuff on TikTok because that's the platform that you can organically grow without putting any money into it. Like, absolutely. Because it's just that easy. Like, if you put out a good video and people swipe on it and they like it, like, it goes to anybody. And it really matters on that first, I think it's like the first hour or so. Like, if nobody's interacting with it, it's going to not be pushed out as much. But like, like if so, that's the thing. You've got to make a video that's engaging from the start, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a whole different ball game. It really is. It's funny. Like you think that like just because you're gonna be big on one platform, you'll be big on the other. And it's like it's actually funny. There's so many like YouTubers who are like commentary YouTubers, blah blah blah, and they'll have this huge like following on YouTube. No, sorry, this big following on Twitter, and they won't have a following on YouTube like whatsoever, because it's a whole different game in a way. It's interesting. I don't know. I want to be big on everything. You know what I mean? Like I want. Maybe on Twitter and TikTok and
You're
OnlyFans,
not
Pornhub.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
I'm not that guy. I don't know. It's every platform's different. Like you see some like huge companies and they'll just post the same shit on every single social media and they won't use the social media for like what it's for. Like why would you follow a brand on Twitter and on TikTok if it's going to be the exact same fucking content? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there's probably I could probably come across one of my For You page within maybe 5 minutes of a TikTok creator who just posts like clips from their videos. So it's like I'm seeing the same content twice. I'm not seeing anything original.
But it's the same thing with like, okay, I think you can do that because like to an extent, but it's also if you're going to do it, you're going to frame it in a different way. Like, and when I say frame it for TikTok specifically, it's like, do not just like upload like the fucking 16:9 and then just like right on the side of the screen. Like, you've got to edit. You know what I mean? You've got to edit it for the dimensions of your fucking of the fucking platform. People don't do that. They fucking
those videos like annoy the piss out of me because I feel like I'm squinting at the screen.
No, exactly. Oh, it's stupid. You know, that's what it is. I think people just like, I don't know. It is really hard to. I think people just think like, oh, let's just put it on every platform. We'll go big. Doesn't work. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that I'm successful in any of those things. Like that's the thing. It takes a lot to like manage. Like it does take like, I've like worked, for example, for like videos or even the podcast. I'm doing clips on TikTok and shit. It's like I've set up a project file in Premiere and shit and blah, blah, blah. So it makes it easier, but it's not like that easy. I know that I would get much more. The thing is clips from stuff don't get as many like likes or engagement as like an original TikTok. Like, you know what I mean? I put out a really good TikTok the other day. It was, have you seen the trend where it's like, oh, why isn't this person like replying? And then it shows that like the person like putting their phone on Do Not Disturb and turn the brightness down and press and play on their Spotify. And it's like all this music of like, oh, like, you know, relaxing and vibing and like being sad or whatever. Have you seen that, that trend? Well, I did the trend and it was like, oh, why isn't Matt replying? And it was the same sort of thing, but it was just Nickelback songs. So like when I get sad, I listen to Nickelback. And I had someone message me, it's like, oh, I thought you were going to like goof on this trend, but you did it seriously. And I replied with, who listens to Nickelback? And then they understood the joke.
Yeah. A lot of people listen to Nickelback.
Yeah, but they're all inbred.
Ah.
That's the title of this episode. Nickelback fans.
Is that why you have a Nickelback t-shirt?
It is. I'm actually wearing a Nickelback t-shirt right now. No, not actually. I don't. Do you actually have any band merchandise?
No. Oh, sorry. I had a Seth Century t-shirt and a Seth Century jacket.
What happened to them? You got fat?
I grew out of them.
You grew out
of
them?
When I was like 17.
See, I've got 2 Metallica shirts. And that's it.
Oh, yeah. You wear them a lot.
I do. I don't wear them as much anymore. I used to have the same like shirts all the time. And then I bought like plain shirts and they look right at me. And then like, I've been like getting a few different shirts. Like this shirt it says press publish. This is a Colin and Samir shirt. They do videos about YouTubers and stuff. Great. Yep. That was a great pitch to watch Colin and Samir videos. Like they did a video the other day. They watched Charli D'Amelio's Hulu show and like how she just cries all the time.
There's a Hulu show?
Yeah, it's called the D'Amelio show. The whole family's in it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's funny. There's a storyline in it, quote unquote storyline, where it's like, oh, we need to take a break. Like it was like having a meeting about like her next like 12 months. And I was like, oh, there's all this stuff going on. I need to have a break for next week. So then the dad's calling up like, oh, she's gonna have a break, blah blah blah. To cut to the next scene, it's like, oh yes, we're having a break from all social media and like all like doing work, and we're gonna have a girls' weekend while she's doing work. Because she's on a fucking reality TV show and this camera's following her around. It's like, fuck me. It's like...
That's like... That sounds like it's like a new reboot of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
It is. It pretty much is. And, because they're going to do the same thing with Addison Rae. They absolutely are. Because TikTok stars are the next celebrities. Okay. Yeah, but
they said that about Vine stars, remember?
Yeah, but Vine died.
TikTok will eventually die.
I don't think TikTok's going to die. I think TikTok has done it better than everybody else. I think TikTok's going to survive because
they were called Musically.
What a shitty name. I think TikTok has just it has outperformed Vine just so much. They're not stuck within 6 seconds. That's one thing. There's so many different genres of content. There's funny videos. There's crime videos. There's lifestyle content. I think lifestyle is going to be a big thing. I think, like, you know how people used to vlog daily on YouTube and do like fucking 10-minute videos? I think they're all going to be like 30 to 60-second mini vlogs where people can just see, oh, this is a small part of their day. Because that also goes along with the thing where kids are retards now and don't have a long attention span and they can only watch 60 seconds worth of content. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're not right when you're not wrong.
It's like, you know what, that actually goes with, because this whole thing where it's like, okay, hey, we need to go Ennui, we need to make short form content, blah, blah, blah. And like, that was sort of a thing in my head. And I'm like, who is the fuck is our target audience? I don't think it's 14-year-old kids. It's really not, is it?
Then who's the target audience?
If we're going to be legitimate right now, our target audience are weebs. Exclusively like neck-bearded weebs who are like, you know, sitting in their computer all day, doing nothing. They need some sort of content and we're here to provide it. But if we're going to be legitimate, I think our target audience is that 24 to like 30 sort of thing. I think it's like there's a...
Gee, 24 seems pretty like... I agree with 30, but I reckon you'd be looking at like 20, not 24.
I think well, yeah, okay. Because when they look at the demographic, actually, so I should say 18. It's like 18 to... I think when they split up on YouTube, I think it's like 13 to 18, 18 to 23, and then 23 to 30, I think, or like 32 or 35 or something like shit like that.
So what's above 35? Is it just like boomer YouTube?
That's actually what it says. It says like when they break up the demographics, it goes, you know, the 13 to 18, and then it goes the 18 to 24, and it goes to 24 to 35, and then it just says boomer. It's very odd. I don't know why they do that. I think it's...
And it's just like the block clips.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I think, I don't know. The demographic for videos used to be younger on the main channel because, like, when you look at the content, it's very, like, juvenile in a way. Do you know what I mean?
It was very, I guess, like, the YouTube you and I grew up on, we were trying to recreate it. So we were trying to like recreate what Smosh were doing,
yeah, exactly,
like Rooster Teeth were doing. That's not like you wouldn't find that shit on YouTube anymore.
No,
you will, but like it won't come up as like recommended. You know, today's fucking top 100 videos.
No, it's a whole.
It'll be like tutorials or, you know, Fortnite or fucking whatever's the rage at the moment.
And I looked at the last year, and it's actually skewed much more, but towards that 24 to 30. Whatever the fuck I said. And I think it's like, I think when I thought about it, just breaking it down to, let's just make content that we would watch. Do you know what I mean? Like, and stop just trying to appeal. Because I think if content's good and you're doing the correct type of marketing, it's going to hit the audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously you need to, you know, have an engaging start and all that sort of bullshit and thumbnail and title and all that sort of stuff. But it's like, you know, you don't ever think that shit. Because then that shit happens. It's the same with the podcast. It's like, I know young kids are not going to listen to it. Like, they will, and I have some young fans. But like, I know that a majority of them, kids don't listen to podcasts still. Do you know what I mean? Like, younger people still don't.
Then like a lot of people my age don't listen to podcasts.
No, it's funny, isn't it? It's really, really odd. And I think like, I don't know. I'm surprised that, like I haven't had a conversation with somebody my age going, oh, have you listened to the latest episode of the Joe Rogan Experience and shit like that?
Nobody fucking
yes, I do.
My age watches that shit, can't.
It'd be actually very interesting. And actually, I tried to find how to do it, to look at other channels, their demographics of like what sort of people are watching their stuff. Like you see, you know, television does it all the time and they share it. But I don't know, with YouTubers, it's interesting. The one thing I wanted to end on for this episode was, I've seen so many like, it's mostly girls, like younger women, and they're like, oh my god, I just started listening to this podcast and it's the greatest thing I've ever heard, and it's like the same bullshit.
But are they like self-help podcasts?
A lot of them are, and it's like, oh,
it's
these
like,
girls.
Be yourself.
Have you heard of the podcast?
Grow as a person.
There's a podcast called Call Your Daddy, and it's like this woman comedian. She talks about sex and all this shit, and it's like apparently it's like the greatest podcast that live, and it's like, I don't know, I think it's pretty average. Do you know what I mean? But then again, I'm not.
So it's like that girls' advice thing on Facebook.
No, it's worse. So that's the thing. I didn't realize every single fucking girl I know is probably in that group. There's a Facebook group called Girls Advice, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one that's called Blokes Advice, but I'm pretty sure it was just to take the piss out of girls' advice.
Oh, it was absolutely. And girls like ask for advice in there and post things. And
Yeah,
I know
like, I've seen like screenshots on like other social media platforms of like people who have posted, and some of them it's like, you know, my boyfriend and I had a threesome with my best friend, but now he always wants her to come around to have sex. I think he wants to have sex more with her than he does with me, and I'm like, no. How is someone going to fucking give you advice on that? Like,
exactly.
How many people on this Facebook page are going through the exact same fucking thing right now to offer you some sort of advice that will help you fix that problem?
You fucking, you know what? You've gone to the cemetery, you've gotten the shovel, and you've dug your own fucking grave doing that sort of shit. Obviously, like, if it depends on the circumstance. If you want to have a threesome all the time.
No, it can't. It doesn't. Like if you've done that, fucking congratulations to your boyfriend. What a mad cunt. I hope he's raving about it on Bloke's Advice now. But it's like, I want to know what percentage of those comments were genuinely helpful and have had the same experience.
Exactly. What are you going to do? Sit down and go, hey, look.
Yeah. Like, who's the person writing like a 2-paragraph reply? And it's like, you know, you need to do this. You need to talk to him about this. You need to go do this. It's like, no, cunt. Just tell him if you want to be with her, you go be with her, or we're going to stop having these threesomes.
Exactly.
Pretty fucking
we're gonna stop having these threesomes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking good shit. What a great way to end this fantastic episode of the hashtag On We Talk podcast. Do people actually use hashtags on anything anymore? I don't think they do.
No,
I don't think they do.
They do like they do on TikTok.
Oh, they do too. Well, that's how you find shit too.
People hashtag like whatever's like relevant that day, so they get more views. I used to do it on Twitter when I used to tweet.
It's actually smart, isn't it? Like, it's smart, like, marketing.
Yeah.
You know,
because I think I only did it because I knew I'd get higher views on my tweets. So I would tweet shit like, I would go to the trending page, and when I was trying to be like some fucking thing happening in Syria, I would just hashtag my tweet. And sometimes it was as dumb as like, some of them are pretty dumb tweets. So I'd be like,
I can imagine.
I think I deleted all my tweets, but they were like, oh no, my account got blocked or fucking deleted or whatever.
I remember that.
Some of them were like a joke that wasn't even funny, and I'd be like, hashtag bombing crisis in Syria.
Oh, that's fucked. But that's very genius as well. Dude, that's called guerrilla marketing. If I've ever seen it, that's it right there. Thanks for listening, guys. We've got podcasts every week on Wednesdays now. No, it's Thursdays now, because sometimes we have a bonus episode on Wednesdays if I have an interview, which is not going to be weekly. We're going to see how that goes. I've got a full-time job. I can't keep up with that. We've got some good On We Talk extras out. All the OG guys are going to be on there. We've got some movie reviews. Yeah, it's only
Who the fuck's the
OG,
original?
like, you know, Chris or Kieran. Or Brad. Maybe Brad deserves a main episode feature.
Brad deserves like a 3-hour episode.
He does. You know, people have been waiting for years for Brad to come back on. The people who actually don't know who Brad is, they're probably like, who the fuck is this Brad guy?
Actually, most of your viewers probably don't know who Brad is.
They probably don't. But when he comes back on, it's going to be fantastic.
They'll still have no idea.
And also on the Patreon, we have behind the scenes of the new show that I'm working on. It's not out now, so if you listen right now, there can be like nothing there. But the next few weeks, there's going to be this new show that I'm working on. It's going to be great and funny, and maybe we'll take off on YouTube. But from there, see how we go. Thanks for joining us, Benji.